welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am so excited. My heart just gets filled up. That opening, the momentum of the music kind of builds, and the little transcendence and the change in beats, and the images too of nature and life. Man, I am so thrilled and excited to be here, and sincerely blessings and gratitude directly to you, those of you who are already here, those of you who are checking in, tuning in, strolling in as the notifications are observed, and those of you who are tuning in again at a later date. Sincerely, blessings and gratitude to all of you. Today, I am filled with inspiration already. For those who are interested, I have dropped the link already, but I want to roll just a minute or two. So get through some of the fun topics. Talcottia, the adventure that is. I got a beautiful night's sleep last night. Woke up rested and refreshed, ready to figure out the world, right? And had a blessing today. Had a lunch with an old friend, very dear man, dear friend of mine from the past. So I didn't want to place any expectations or hopes onto him, but it was wonderful fellowship, and I was blessed regardless of the future. But the topic today, and the thumbnail, there's a spirit of guidance that can become realized from within through our practice. Kind of wordy, my words, I'm sure, but the spirit of guidance. Can you recognize the spirit of guidance that is within you? Can you learn to trust it? Something I've been working on trying to do. You can grow in your practice of inner peace, and you can grow in your trust with your guidance from within. The two kind of go together. You grow in your ability to know and to trust you, and then you've got more comfort in your being. You're not so affected by the outcomes and the exterior world. You're still able to find comfort and peace within yourself. It just takes a little practice. And the world we were born into, it doesn't really profit from that, right? The world profits from fear and from tyranny, from obedience, compliance. Dude, the world we were born into, I didn't realize how backwards the world was until I recognized how backwards I was. And I didn't think I was all that backwards because I fit in with the world, right? I had the job and the pay package or the benefit package, and had the family mortgage and debts, the credit cards, and I had the weekends at the bars. I was normal. Brothers and sisters, I encourage all of you, whoever you are, recognize we are here for something pretty special. I'm going to share something else here as well. Part of my inspiration. This video is actually in the description of mine. I just watched it a little bit earlier today, and it's from DNA Awakening. It's got a beautiful message to it, and I'm just going to start with the first couple of minutes here, I think.
Ancient prophecies tremble on the winds of change. Prayers once lost are now filled with newfound power. The earth heaves with the birth pangs of ascension, and you, chosen soul, stand amidst the chaos. A sacred purpose burned within you when you chose this time and this world, but the weight of earthly illusions has dulled your memory. Now, the veil tears, the cosmic drama unfolds, and the whispers turn to a roar. This is no time for slumber. Awaken, warrior of light. Reclaim your power, unravel the deceptions, and ignite the fires of transformation within yourself.
We are here at a special time. There is an opportunity for each of us to awaken and to ignite the spark and the fire within. Ignite the fires of transformation within yourself
And within this world. The surface of reality may tremble with chaos, yet beneath it all, a grand design unfolds. Whisper it. Things are not as they seem. From the shadows, unseen hands steer the course of change. Long-held truths, the very foundations of right and wrong, good and evil, begin to crack. Rules that once bound crumble to dust. Minds once dormant stir, questioning the fabric of existence itself.
Is that one of yours? I mean, is that mind you? Are you starting to question yet? This is our time, and I encourage you, if you haven't started questioning yet, recognize the signs. This is a sign. This is a reminder for you. We're here to awaken and to reclaim, well, we'll get through this another minute or so.
This is the awakening, dear ones. The veils are parting. Everything is going as planned, even when the plan lies hidden beyond mortal comprehension. For millennia, prophets whispered of this time. Hearts yearned for this transformation, and the heavens trembled with anticipation. This is the age of Earth's ascension, and you, brave spirit, chose to be here.
Yeah.
You descended into this world as a beacon of light, tasked with aiding in this cosmic shift. Yet the Earth's density, its thick veil of three-dimensional existence, clouded your memory. Distracted by its illusions, you may have slumbered, unknowingly bound by the limitations of a fading world. But now, the echoes of your sacred purpose grow louder. Can you feel it? The stirring within, the whispers of a destiny far grander than this material realm. It's time to awaken, to shatter the chains of forgetfulness, and to ignite the celestial fire that burns within your soul.
It is that time. These words, the truth is profound and it can be received from anywhere, but when you recognize what is true, you can't unsee it. And I used to be bound by the chains of this fading world, right? I was bound by self-imposed limitations that I believed in simply because other people told me to believe in them. Brothers and sisters, there's a power within you that has not been discovered. If the power within us had been shown forth, the world would not be in the state of chaos that it is right now. But the past has brought us forth into what we are. Another note I wrote down with this. I had an inspiring day today, man. Choose to live with love. We are living at this time of profound change where we have the opportunity to completely shift and transform the trajectory that mankind is collectively heading in. I do believe that this is the time that was prophesized. So many different cultures and had their mythologies of creation and stories of the floods and stories of our ancestors, and many of them have prophecies of this time where the world would be utterly chaos, utterly confused, and it would become a turning point. This is a point. Where are we going to go? Are we going to ascend ourselves and rise above the limitations of the past, or Are we going to repeat the patterns now that we have more destructive technologies, more reasons to divide us, more reasons and ways to divide us? Are we going to continue down those paths, or are we going to change and shift? Because what I believe is this is the time of the shift. There are old dreams. I heard this said elsewhere. Old dreams are regaining power. That's been true in my life. In my life, as I've been developing and growing through into positions of leadership and stepping into these different organizations doing nonprofit work. I'm like, what I realized, I was late to the meeting, right? There's been people working on a lot of these things, labor rights, environmental rights, working towards ending the corruption of the governments and corporations. There's been a lot of people on these paths before me, and that's what I realized. I'm nothing special. I'm just joining in, right? I'm just a man that if I'm going to get involved, I want to be involved, and I want to be a part of this. So we are at a time where old dreams are regaining power. And this, I want to speak to you as well. If you happen to be one of the men and women I've spoken to in the past, because I've heard many people tell me, yeah, I've done this stuff you're talking about, Jack. I used to do that. I used to go talk to the politicians. I used to do this. I used to do that, just like you. Well, it's a different time. Okay. And maybe what you tried in the past was a perfect preparation. Maybe you've got some lessons to share with me, but I'm not one who's going to allow the success or failures of others to determine my success or my failure. And so what I'm offering is this is a time where new power or old dreams are regaining power. And I want to encourage you, if you in your past had a dream, had a passion for yourself, maybe it's time to revisit it. Maybe it's time to pick it up again. Now that you've gained some wisdom and some time apart from it, maybe it's time to bring in your perspective again. Because in addition to old dreams are regaining power, the story of what's happening in our world today, there are also a lot of new powers gaining new dreams, old dreams, right? Because what is new? What is new under the sun? In the end, it's always been, it always was, and it always will be, just whatever it is. Brothers and sisters, I am feeling good today. We've got a guest in the back that I'm not sure. I'm going to play it by ear. Welcome, baby Jesus.
Hey, folks! It's just Chris coming from Unslaved. Just have a question in mind. What's the word on your house, Jack? You got like a month or so, or something around then left, right? Month and a half.
I've spoken about it before. What's the relevance to your question? I mean, why are you asking today?
It just seemed like a miracle the last time it got saved, whatever that situation was. A little mysterious. And I'm just curious what's going to happen this time around.
Hey, me as well. This is what's so perplexing. You want to place suspicions and ignore my explanations, but what do I talk about pretty regularly? Talk about God, faith in God, the good of God. So why are you worried about my house? Are you willing to do anything about it? No, you're just what? Making me a subject of what? What are you doing, Christos, from Unslavia?
Just asking a question.
But again, I'm asking
But I'm offering you nothing. So I'm going to get on my way and do this Uber Eats. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks for joining, Christos. You're an interesting character. And the thing is, it's such a shame because patiently waited, patiently waited for his opportunity, which I appreciated. Could have actually pressed into the knowledge I'm sharing, right? I mean, the knowledge I'm sharing is the topic here today. Finding the spirit of trust and finding the trust of the spirit. Okay, because there is a spirit, there is an essence to life that is greater than just the physical form. Yes, this is Christos here to address any twigs in my eyes. He doesn't see himself though. My. There's a place for us all, and all of us do need to. Do we need? I don't like to suggest that, but there is value to be found in learning. You know, it's good for some people. Many people could learn the value of labor, you know, dedicating yourself to a job, placing a purpose above yourself, going and accomplishing a task regardless of your feeling, just because it needs to be done. You know, your loyalty, your obligation, and the actual feelings of, you know, exhaustion, physical and mental exhaustion from a day of job well done, with the knowing that you got to get some damn sleep, because in a few hours you got to get your ass up and do this shit again. I welcome everybody to enjoy those experiences. I've done that plenty. See, these clowns like Christos and Paul and all these other fools want to talk to me about labor and commitment. What they don't understand is, well, from my perception, many of the people alive today don't understand the value of integrity. They don't actually understand what it means to be honor, to have honor. See, because if you honor the truth, well, then you honor authentic people. But if you don't honor the truth, you honor deceivers. It's pretty obvious and simple. God's laws are so beautiful, so perfect, so dynamic. You know, we haven't done this yet in this stream, so let's pause for just a moment here. Praise God. God most high, the most holy, your perfection is abound. Your perfection is all that I know. God, thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for the creation of this day. It's unlike any other. No other day has been as perfectly shown as this. It's all perfect. It's all unique. It's all offered to all of us. This day, this life, it's all offered to us all to share, to experience. And what we experience and share together today is going to be remembered by others, right? By those who we share and experience it with. So, brothers and sisters, life does not have to be life doesn't have to be the way that it's been. I came up with a lot of offensive adjectives, shit show or blah, blah, blah. That was the first one. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. Things don't have to be the way that they have been. There is a greater good that is working through all of us, right? It's the powers of life itself. Those unseen forces that reveal the light, that allow light to move, light to reveal, that allow the light of our consciousness to know. That is what I call God, those powers, those forces. And there's a God in a creation that's, wow. I mean, just, it deserves some honor, man, some respect, some trust, maybe. Because really, here's what I learned for myself. You don't have to trust God. You don't. You don't have to trust other people. You don't. But what's the point of living with distrust? What's the benefit? And maybe you get to prove others right or wrong, whatever. Who cares? In the end, all that matters is what we think, what we say, what we do. That's what really matters. Who are we presenting ourselves forth as? What is the fruit of us? Are we offering encouragement? Are we offering the right seasoning into the moments? I've been working on trying to do that, working on trying to share more pleasantness and more appropriate attention, not necessarily giving attention to the attention seekers, but trying to bring attention to the good, to the love of what I see. Kind of glancing at the chat, I have not paid a lot of attention. I'm assuming there's a couple of conversations going on there. I appreciate and welcome all of you. And for those who do want to join, please feel free. Please feel free to join. Hey, Raccoon City Public House. You have darkness around you, but you're allowing your focus on the darkness to drown out the light that's available. We got a dead Illumitami. Dono's
Still going.
bitches. Dono's like Mitches.
Yeah,
Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I am feeling blessed. Sincerely. Turning you up.
But in a monetary sense of the system, do you have plans for whatever happens? Do you have something to do with your cats? And do you have a plan?
No.
Well,
Yes and no. I still hold prayers that I will find a way to communicate with my son, because ideally I would love for him to take the cats or to care for the cats or do something, but
is he currently in college?
I don't know. I don't know where he's at.
What
But
about the ex-wife?
she could be an option as well, but she's as out of touch for me as anyone else. But I mean, I also have options. I am in communication with my mom. She certainly doesn't need more cats, but she's offered to help me with fees for a storage unit for personal effects, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
I got stuff figured. Everything will come together. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
I have faith, okay, because God moves through all of us. God works through everything and everyone that is, and God will determine the outcome. But my prayer is that He will open the mind. I've talked to a lot of people. In this town. Today I had lunch with a guy, an old friend from work. So my prayer is that God will open the mind, move someone's heart, and the right answer will show up. That's the way it's been happening. The right answer will show up at just the right time.
I believe that, but he also helps those who help themselves. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you don't want to just sit and wait. There is a waiting on God, but then there's what you do while you're waiting on God.
Yep. And I've been evaluating that as well. That's why I've been reaching out more in the community, and I've got plans. Today, because of the lunch, I have some ideas to get involved with a youth program here in town. I've been
Isn't
putting
that
it
like
off, but I'm thinking
voluntary?
this is a perfect time to do so.
But isn't that like a voluntary thing?
Yeah.
Like, what about maybe if you wanted to room up with someone, that's more likely if you had a slave job, as you put it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about rooming up. I mean, to be honest, my plan is to, I've been living this way since late 2018, and I'm growing comfortable in it. I live day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, focused on the future. I've got all these goals I want to achieve. And I'm being mindful. I don't think I'm foolish. My plan after the stream is to start cleaning stuff up in preparation for next month. Worst case, you know. So worst case, I figured. Worst case, I'll do an estate sale right before the end. But then again, I don't even know what my rights are as a tenant. I may have rights beyond just this date they told me about. I don't know. But I'll worst case, I'll do an estate sale, sell my stuff, and invest in either a small van, or I'll head up to the monastery up north and I'll see if they've got room for a man like me. I don't know.
I would start your estate sale now. Just make it known that every day this month you're there doing your estate sale. Like,
That's an
don't,
interesting idea.
I mean, think of it like putting stuff on Craigslist. You're not just gonna ditch it all the one day. Like, just let people start coming now. Um,
I really don't want to waste my time with it, to be honest. And that's why I'm not so worried about the stuff. I'll pack a bag or two and I'll figure out what fits in the car and fuck the rest. I don't
right, but
care.
one of the things that goes around in YouTube about people that need money is like people don't realize they have thousands of dollars sitting around their house if you can start uh, selling that off now and not getting necessarily screwed on it or acting like it's got to go fast. Like if you can just be laid back and start taking offers or making offers and selling it, like that is the that's the thing you could be doing while you're waiting on God.
Hmm. I'm not. Yeah, I know.
And if you can keep your phone on, you can do the show from the street and keep up on where you're at with us. Um,
Absolutely.
but don't say this stuff about Paul and them when you've got a history of you've got patterns of turning right around and booting all of us that are remotely concerned for you out to cuck back up to him every time he shows up.
That's been a narrative, but
No,
I
it's been like just
here.
this week, last week. You
Let me.
always do it.
I know. I have had hope on with Paul, but he's showing me he's pretty much hopeless. He's a hopeless cause. Um, don't judge me. There is a chance. There is a chance, and that is actually I am counting on success. Right? All these
Wait, what did
ideas of
she
what
ask?
to do to prepare for failure. I'm counting on success. I'm
No,
prepared.
no, Jack, you sold the house to them.
Yes.
The house is theirs. They took a portion of that and made it your rent for the year. Unless you hit the lottery or something, they're not going to give you your house back. They already almost literally stole it from you, pennies on the dollar.
Hmm.
This is what America is. This is how America is being
Well, I,
destroyed.
I, I know
Yeah.
Jack will
I'm
find a better place either way.
Yeah.
Wow. Why would you even come up here when you see me up here, Kate?
Well, here's the thing. I am evidence. You're right. This is America. This is the American way. People don't
Don't
give
get
a
to flipping them.
shit They just, all they're focused on is the property. How much profit
No,
can we
no,
get?
no, that's the
I mean,
thing they're taking
Tommy, would you
away from
listen
you.
to me?
Property was your
Tom,
freedom, Jack.
Tom, I was telling my story and you're interrupting me, telling me I'm wrong.
Right. You
You didn't
are.
even get to the
You say that you're like your daddy. You say truth. You say you seek truth. You like to talk truth, and then you don't do it.
well, Tom, see, now you're just being argumentative.
No, I'm trying to
I
snap
was
you out of
trying
this
to share
internet
a
guru
point,
stuff. You got
Tom.
30 days to make a move.
So what? Your fear is not my problem. I'd rather
Fear? I'm not the one. Jack, have you been on the streets before?
Yep. I don't
How are
need
you
this.
gonna? Do you know how to have a mailing address?
Tom, I spent 20 years at the Postal Service. Don't waste my
No, I
time.
mean from the street.
What I was trying to offer there is my life, I believe, is an example in many different ways. I'm an example of many other people. There's a lot of people with similar lives, similar stories to mine. So I'm very common in many different ways. But I think with the live without fear message, right? I think that's a little bit of uniqueness. I know there is some uniqueness and similarities to my story, but what I was trying to suggest is I've been saying a long time, what if my life is an example for others to learn from? The mistakes I've made, the overcoming, the self-sabotage, the choices of the past, the healing that I've experienced. Well, if my life is an experience, an example for others to learn from, well, that means everyone I'm dealing with is as well. So, by God's grace, I got a wonderful group of Christian
I know, Jack, for a fact. If they're trying to take your house, that's fine. Watch, you'll be all right, but it doesn't mean like what Tommy's saying is very valuable. You have to take action. You have to
I
formulate a
am.
plan either
I'm
way. I
taking
know
a
you
lot
are.
of action, dude.
I know you
No
are.
one's listening or seeing the actions I'm taking. And so
I know, Jack. I know you are. So
yeah,
don't worry about that. You know,
thank you.
you on to better and better places, bigger and better places, bro. Simple. You know,
Hey,
we have to let go of some
yes,
things, right?
Rich,
Like little
right.
fire place
I'm a renter.
behind you.
This is the basis. I am a
So they
renter.
can fuck off.
So
We get
I
something
don't-
better.
Yes. So I don't know what everyone's big deal is. I'd much rather focus on the topic. I mean, if people want to talk to me about my housing situation, or you want to pretend like you fucking care,
Why don't they?
give me a
They don't
call.
fucking care at all. They're just little
I
fucking
know.
weirdos.
It's just
And why don't you worry about yourself, you fucking faggot? Enough. No offense. I'm sorry
no.
to say it.
We don't
No,
need to call names.
that's a bad word.
Thank
But
you.
I'm just saying that's a terrible word. But I'm saying why don't you worry about yourself? And you know, it's funny how people talk like, oh, your hosting situation, like they actually care. They don't care. They want to see you fucking suffer, like little fucking weirdos. Like it's fine.
Some do. Some out there do care, and
They
that's
do.
kind of
There
why
is some people that do care.
I know there
Yeah,
is.
come fucking talk to me after.
Well,
That's it.
there's a lot. I cause my life, my situation, and who I am. I cause a lot of confusion with people. They
You have a plan.
don't know
That's
what
it.
to think.
You have a plan. You have skills. You're deploying them. You have a plan in action, Jack, for this. Hopefully, you said you did. You're doing something. So then you're fine. I'm saying life is not that like la la land. Like you can't just hope and wish. You have to put the action into it, right? Thought, emotion, and action. If you don't have the action, the physical thing, then you're never gonna have the full form of something being changed. So you do have to actually put put your foot down and put one foot up in front of the fucking other and bring it into reality, which I'm sure you can and you have. And it's none of my business what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And why don't people fucking worry about their own home instead of worrying about other people's? Oh, Jack, you're gonna lose your home. Shut the fuck up.
Well, this is actually what I'd rather see, is rather than have me repeatedly explain the problems, anyone could ask, what can I do to help? I mean,
What can I do to help, Jack?
thank you.
What can I do to help? Because I'll do anything in my power to help.
Well,
What do you need? I'm
I
here.
really, I've been seeking an advocate here in Spokane. I believe that if I can speak with the people in the Postal Service regarding here, see, my explanations, the
I
path I
can't. I
know
can't
to
help
work,
that, unfortunately, my friend.
my
You're
friends
attached.
can. If people would have conversations with me, everything could change. See, this is what I talked about with my friend at lunch today, and I pray. I invited him. Hey, share this with the boss at work. Tell him to check it out, because I wouldn't have lost my job if these people had acted like people instead of managers or authority. If they'd have pretended they were a person, we could
All
have
right.
had a
So you
conversation.
asked. Hold on, Jack. Sorry for interrupting. Man, I asked you. You're like, how come people don't ask me like what they can do to help me? So I asked you, what can I do to help you? And you're telling me you need some resolution with the Spokane Postal Service or something. Is that what it is?
Here's the gist of it. What I am hoping to find is someone willing to encourage people to listen to me, people to talk to me, specifically people from my past, or I'd love someone to encourage someone in Congress to speak with me, or maybe some greater platform, some greater media, I would love to speak with people who can help me achieve some of these goals.
May I share someone with you, Jack?
Sure.
I met people through a dream, literally through a dream, and contacted them in this actual reality. And we're having this conversation the other day about like what can we do to actually help people. And what it boiled down to is just being your authentic self. Once you be you, you be your authentic self. That's the most you can do. You can't impose or force or talk to Congress. You could try doing these things. Like
Right.
all you gotta do, Jack, is be you, and then you're gonna see fucking
Well,
things
that's what
change.
I've been doing,
You know what I
dude.
mean?
I am
So it's just
authentically
patience,
being me.
patience.
And if you notice, people don't really seem to invite me. They insist I'm different than I say I am. And here's a perfect example. I pray to God it's a different result than what it's been. Welcome, Paul.
Greetings, Mr. Talcott.
You can get preyed upon or you can pray. It's up to you. How are you doing,
Jack, why
Paul?
are you so averse to just taking care of yourself and what you need to do locally? The most simplest things in
That's
your
what I
life.
mean.
Narrative
Start with
that you
yourself,
just
man.
imagined. Nothing I've ever said should make you believe that. So why the fuck are you assuming that?
You didn't get up and go to work for the last 5 years.
Goodbye, Paul. See,
Don't kick Paul. Let Paul back on,
for
please.
what purpose?
Because sometimes it's tough love. Sometimes you're gonna hear things you don't want to hear.
All right, tell you what. Hey, Paul, you ask
Hey,
these
Jack.
questions as though you've got some sort of relevance, or, I mean, am I under your trial again? You're consistently, what the
There's
fuck
a
is
social contract,
what
Jack.
is
We
your
all have
deal?
agreed that we have to take care of ourselves and pay our bills.
All
If
right.
not, culture and
Hey,
society
Paul,
can't
okay,
operate
Paul,
effectively.
right. No need for a lecture unless you're going to specifically say, this is why I'm telling you this. This is not your
I'm
place.
telling you
Not your
this so that you
show.
can become self-sufficient, independent,
Paul,
instead of codependent, needy, and delusional.
I am self-sufficient. You are fucking delusional. I'm so fed up with you. Leave, Paul. You're not coming back up. Cage, you go ahead and leave too. This is insanity. Sterling Ray, do you know what my goal is? Is my goal so unreasonable to have conversations with people? Is that so unreasonable? Paul doesn't allow conversations. I come on here hoping for conversations and discussions, but those seem to be seldomly available as well. So, Cage, what I was saying is
Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to have conversations with anyone who might want to help me succeed. Now, why am I getting so much feedback? Jack, you shouldn't need anyone else. Fuck you.
Jack, the most
Everyone.
you have you,
Brother.
Jack. It's about you having you.
What does that mean?
It means you have you.
I have me. I think I've actually got quite a bit of value to share. So this is what I don't
you know,
understand.
it's Jack. We're
Why
not
are you
trying to.
interrupting me?
I'm not trying to criticize you or put you down or anything like that.
Then what are you doing instead?
It's
What
called
are you doing?
constructive criticism, right? Like we can always be better no matter where we're at. We can always
Mhm.
improve, right?
That's what I'm consistently talking about. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm trying to
What's your
improve
point?
myself. I'm trying to improve, Jack.
Thank you. This is absolutely unbelievable. Holy cows, man. The negativity that's offered forth.
Jack, I know you have infinite potential. So what it be? You know, your spelling, your words, your action, what you do, your
I know
dedication.
that, Gage. Why
You're
are you
trying.
interrupting me to tell me this?
I'm saying you have it right there. And just because someone's interrupting you or goes against your program doesn't mean they're out to get you. Doesn't mean they're out to fucking tear
Okay,
you down.
Cage, you're right. You're right. So
Okay.
what does it mean? Well, it means that they don't care about what I'm saying, or
That's not
they
true.
don't control themselves and they just blurt out any thought that comes in. Those would be the reasons, right? I know it's not intentionally to be rude, but
Jack, I don't want to be offensive or anything, but like you know, like for me, I see things like this and I realize it's actually me that's projecting this kind of shit. Like, you know, I have to tell myself something. So all this projection, you know, here and all that, it's you trying to reach yourself in a different way. I mean, there's usefulness everywhere. You know, what use to you know, what use are you to me? I can go sit down with a homeless person begging for change on the corner, sit down there, treat them like a human being and talk for the, you know, for a while, and I'm going to learn way more than I can learn everything off of that. Sit down and talk. What use is it for you, right? It's an inconvenience. So I don't know, man. Like, you know,
hey, I want to address what's going on in the chat. Slisha, you were timed out. If you want to have words, you can be an adult and we can have conversations. You've been one of those nonsense, just flapping insults all over the place, and you're free to leave the stream as well, Sly. So, Tom?
Jack, I just want to, did you catch that Cage came into this panel saying F them, Jack, don't listen to them, and now he's flipped. But they mean well, Jack. They're just trying to help. This is
I
why I
never
don't
said
respect
that.
Cage.
Now you're
Right.
misconstruing everything.
Tom's
No,
just trying
you
to
came
create
in here
Whatever the
saying
fuck the word is.
we were all hating on Jack, and now you see we're showing concern. So
I never
Cage,
said that.
read a
I'm
room.
saying
Read
it's
an
not
effing room.
Hey,
automatic.
okay,
Some people
so
do hate. Some
tell
people
you
have
what,
different intentions, right? It's all
tell
about
you
the
what,
intention.
tell you what. I've got a lot of people second guessing me. What is your plan, Jack? What is your answer? Now, on the house, right? On the house.
Jack, I've been homeless. That's
What
why I'm
about
asking.
what is more important to me? What is more important to me is, and I say this consistently, is what? Relationships, right? So I would welcome an opportunity for anyone here alive today to have a friendly relationship.
That's what we've
with
been
me.
doing for a year, and you let that fat boy tell you we're
So
not that.
right, see, and then you find all these reasons to get back at me because I made a mistake one day and I chose Paul over Tom. So
I'd recommend,
No,
I'd
you
recommend
see
getting rid of Tommy and bring back Paul, to
because
be
you
honest with you.
saw
you
it as
guys
a
are
choosing
nuts,
thing.
Tom.
No,
recommend getting rid
because
of
you
Tom
saw
and
it as a
bringing
choosing
back
thing is
Paul
half your problem.
if he wants to
That's
do
not
it.
building relationships. You can
Tom, you're
mutually
nuts.
disperse relationships
Tom,
among
I'd
people.
recommend getting rid of Tom and bringing back Paul, to be real, if you want to actually have a conversation.
Paul left, and
If he comes back,
well,
and then I'll leave.
Paul has not offered, he hasn't allowed us a conversation or a discussion. He's such a fucking hypocrite. Such a hypocrite. And I have not done what I
You can
know.
still learn. You can
Okay.
still learn off
Tell
everybody,
you what, you,
right?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I could sit down there with the guy begging for change, coming up to my car, fucking bashing the shit with the windshield, fucking putting dirt on the fucking windshield. The squeegee is even wet. Yeah, I could sit down there with those fucking people and learn a lot more than this fucking online bullshit in real life. Just sit down, pay attention. Sit down and see what people are at, where they're at, and now you'll see why the fuck we're here. It's not about you or me. Like, how are we gonna fucking help other people out here? And that's exactly the question I was asking. And it's not about fucking finding the UN or
Why
talking
are
to
you
Congress.
talking?
It's about being you, your authentic
Why are
self, no matter
you
what.
being you like this?
Because that's who I am.
Why?
That's the question, isn't it?
Why? Okay. Well, please recognize that the who I am. I'm asking you, why are you talking? Why you interrupted me just to go on and on and on? And do you think you're helping?
I apologize for interrupting. Sorry, Jack. I'm gonna mute now.
Thank you. This is fascinating. I'm pausing for a moment because the topic, finding the spirit of trust and the trust of the spirit. So there is a reason this is happening. I've been trying to be seen as worthy of listening to more than being worthy of being lectured. Even though I start the stream talking about topics, it seems to turn into constant chaos.
Tommy's thinking I gave orders to you. You might as well let him back up to prove that. No, you do what the fuck you want. Okay. Oh, Tommy's saying I didn't fucking try saying something to get you removed from fucking Jack's stream.
No,
Jack, look, you let him tell you to bring
blame,
me back up, and he realized he
your
was doing
blame
that.
is misplaced, Tom.
Jack, the time for waiting on others is over.
I know.
Exactly. Thank you.
So yeah. So oh dear. Everyone thinks they're smart. Everyone thinks they got the answers. All this egoic bullshit. Walking around acting like everyone. Tom, you and Paul, you guys can kiss my ass. Sincerely. The way you clowns have been so disrespectful, man. Holy cows, man.
Hey, Jack. Like this whole fucking internet bullshit is like a massive psyop, social engineering program, agenda being ran, putting people putting them up into little groups, order out of KO, controlling them. It's fucking hilarious if you think about it.
People are choosing to behave the way they are showing themselves.
Everyone has free will. Yeah.
Seems very few have self-awareness. Very few have self-control. Those are the things I've been working on myself, and I encourage you guys, Tommy, Cage, Paul, especially, some self-awareness, self-control. It's fascinating, man.
It's a learning experience. I think we're all working on it.
I've been kind and generous with that answer, Cage, for a long time. That's what I've been reminding
Yeah.
myself.
Now,
trying
now you have to
share.
draw the line in the sand, Talcott. You have to make definitive action. Simple. What are you going to accept? You have to have strong boundaries. If you don't have proper boundaries, which is, kind of correlates to a foundation, no strong foundation, no strong boundaries, then all of a sudden people are going to start fucking with your reality.
Why are you fucking with my reality, Cage?
I'm not.
You seem to be treating my reality like it's some sort of joke. And I know I'm on here on YouTube with a lot of other people.
It's not about your
really
reality.
jokes.
I think reality as a whole is kind of a joke unless you really realize what it is.
Can you relate that to me?
You could.
Because, well, I've seen a lot of people, and Machine Lies, you're welcome to join. You hurt my heart as well, as quickly as you wanted to jump to your convictions and your conclusions and then run around bad mouthing me again.
And
My heart
Talcott,
is,
I do feel for you, bro, because I know people do fuck around with you a lot. So I don't know why. When you actually have good intentions, I believe. But you can push a good man so far. It's kind of like that old thing, right? Like a hero can either live to become the villain or die prematurely. I think now God's eventually. It's something along that line. But you don't have to be in that line. It doesn't matter. Fuck these people. Keep doing you, being you. Keep, try doing your best.
hey,
Presenting the message.
hey, hold on a minute. I want to know. I think you're lying, Machine Lies. I'm bad mouthing you right now. You claim you all bad mouthing me too. Yeah, you're here for me, just like you've been here for me before too, huh? Quickly twist that shit, throw that away, right? See, this is what I'm referring to. The Machine Lies.
You're seeing
I'm a
the
man. Hey,
you're
would you
seeing the
shut up,
game
Cage?
of reality.
Fuck, oh dear.
I'm
I guess
sorry.
it's your moment. Go ahead, Cage.
I'm all ears, Talcott.
Yeah, I was trying to say something, but you had something more important.
You're getting emotionally involved and it's not serving you.
My life? You're right.
Being emotionally,
Hey, I'll accept that. You're right. My emotions are not serving me. They never have. My love.
That's the issue. It's
Would you
energy and
shut
emotion.
up? Holy crap. Cage, this is a lesson for me. I get to learn how to be more patient. I guess what I want to say doesn't need to be said. Because with the constant interruptions there, that was me being tested with my patience some more. And I think my patience with Cage, I've not seen enough efforts from him to show that he is even trying. Hey, Machine Lies, you're welcome to leave. Okay. I don't need people like you. Sincerely. I thought I could trust you. You showed me I could not. And the way you were so quick, right? This is the pattern. I tell you what, this is the life I'm living. You guys get to witness and you decide if I'm accurate or not. The truth will really be the determining factor. What is true? Who really is there for me and who is there just in lip service? Because in the end, who is there really for God? Who is there really for the truth? Who is there really for love? And who is there for lip service? We got a lot of people playing these characters, acting like they're all high and mighty with the truth, and they're all up above the love of everything else. Man, we got a bunch of... God has created a number of fascinating, amazing characters online, here in the YouTube realm, in the real world, all over. There are some amazing characters who God has created. So the real question for you, whoever you are, what is the character you are becoming? Do you feel like you are in complete control? Do you have the strong conviction and conclusion that you can't be wrong? You can't be wrong. Only they are wrong. See, in my life, I've seen a lot of people, and I know I'm a common story, so maybe my story resonates for you. I've seen a lot of people treat my life as a joke. I didn't realize it. And then for a long time, I treated my life as a joke. And then to bring that around, it makes sense. You know, if I'm going to treat my life as a joke, others will treat my life as a joke. And then they were enabling me with my alcoholism, with my poor diet, my lack of health, you know, my lack of self-respect. I could understand. But when I started caring, that's really where it blows my mind. When I truly started caring, not just about me, but about everyone. How quickly people were to throw me away. How quickly people were to run away. And then when I go to churches and I talk about my story, oh yeah, that's what the Bible says. Bible says that'll happen to you. Well, do you care? Are you willing to help? So far, this path, for whatever reason, I'm growing comfortable in being alone. But the reality is, I do find more pleasure in being alone rather than being with people who want to constantly interrogate me, want to constantly criticize me or interrupt me. Brothers and sisters, I am seeking support, not for help. Okay? Don't look at me as a pity case or someone to feel sympathy about. That's not me, right? Not a charity case, that's for sure. But I am asking for support, sincerely. I am hoping to achieve things that have not maybe been achieved in the way I want in the past. I'm hoping to do things that have never been done before. I think it's possible. I know the world is ready for something new, something greater than has ever been done before. I know that the world is ready for change. I know my life changed. I know I didn't only survive through the changes of my life, but I learned how to thrive. I learned how to thrive despite my detachment from the world. My story, it's an interesting one that is still continuing. Okay, the story of Jack Talcott. Most people don't know me. Most haven't heard of me. And even when they have, they're not sure what to think. What I do know, brothers and sisters, is that the future for this world, where I was at, I'm not seeking help or a handout or charity, but I feel myself worthy. I'm worthy of investment in time, in energy, in resources. I believe I'm even worthy of taking a risk on, extending a reputation and helping open up doors of communication. It is my hope and my goal. Personally, relationships are the only thing I care about as far as my family and my former co-workers, trying to reunite my family, trying to achieve justice from the past. But beyond my own selfish desires, picking up the pieces of my life, I really hope to help others. And I believe that through my education and experience, my direct firsthand relationship with addiction and recovery, my practices of meditation, what I've been learning of the different modalities of healing and health, I know I can be of value. I am reaching out and knocking on doors wherever I can within the structures of city government. I'm reaching out to other creators on YouTube, hoping to reach different platforms. I'm hoping to become invited to have conversations with people. And eventually, I hope through either people of my past, through the community and the structures of the governments, or through the media of social media, the mainstream media, I have the purpose inside myself, sincerely, to find a way. A world without secrets. A world without secrets and lies is available for us all. When we stop lying to each other about each other, when we stop lying to ourselves, lying to each other, when we stop withholding the truth, denying the truth, we'll become one with the truth. We'll become one with each other. And that is what we're here to do. We are the consciousness, the universe becoming conscious of itself. We are that which is happening. I'm calmed down now. I'm reset. Welcome back, Cage.
Welcome back, Jack.
I know I do have your support. I trust that I do. I trust that God has sincerely introduced me to some amazing people. Either directly or indirectly, I've been blessed by who I have encountered in my life.
Of course, Jack, you have to be grateful for that. Sorry for interrupting. I know I'm back. But you know, it's funny. I had this conversation the other day again. I want to bring it back to that. And they're like, oh, Cage, how do you discern and who do you trust? And you know, who do you trust? Who do you give love to? Who do you help? And you know what? That question was imposed on me. I'm like, okay, I love people that love. I trust people that trust. You know what I mean? So keep doing that, and you're gonna get the right people around you, bro. Just give it patience. It's a virtue. There's no rush, and you know, things will work out. I'm telling you. I've been telling you this the entire time, Jack. Come on.
Cage, do you have an answer? I mean, does that question need to be answered? Why would one think other people can help? Why would one think?
It's rhetorical.
Rhetorical or retarded? I think she's.
Bit of both.
I think she has retarded her thought process.
It's a bit of both.
She's
brother.
not thinking thoughts through. Sly has shown confusion. And here, let me include this. Let me be nice for a moment, okay? Many wonderful people. Sly Shy, Lou Bass. And no offense if I group you in or don't group you in, Cage. Tommy, Snafu, Paul, Z, Moose. There's a bunch of people I've gotten to know, you know, relatively through the chaos of these streams.
I trust people who trust. I love people who love. That's how I'm, you know.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, become one who loves and trusts.
And then other people love and trust you after, you know.
That's actually what I've been noticing from experience. the more humble I become, more trusting I am, more people are willing to trust. And, especially if you realize most people are harmless. Most people, even if they try to do something, most people.
And if you're disingenuous, you're gonna have to get put to the flame. And it's like, okay, good luck with that. All right, you're gonna act like you trust and you love, and really you have your what are they? Like your fingers are crossed. You have someone behind your back. Yeah, good luck with that. It may work one time, but not the next. So let these people be disingenuous. The love is there. You can tell. Don't fucking worry about anything beyond that. It's there.
Yeah.
And things will happen accordingly. And it's like an accordion.
Life is happening. This is what's interesting, Sterling, right? I don't know. This is what I mean. Even people involved with my life, they make communication so freaking difficult.
All right, Jack, because all these people want to get into your fucking problems and all that. Why don't you tell me right now, what's the issue? Tell me, because I don't know. I haven't heard. I don't want to hear these fucking people yapping their mouths. Tell me the issue, and we're going to resolve it right now here, live.
I don't have all the details, but basically where it's at, to avoid foreclosure, to avoid the auction last year.
How much money do you need, for fuck's sakes? What is it?
Oh, I believe I need 300,000.
Oh my God.
Well, it's possible, because if I speak to the people at the Postal Service and they recognize that they made some errors.
How the fuck are you 300 grand in the hole?
I'm not in the hole.
No, you're not. It's fine. It's gone. Okay, we're gonna magically appear. We're gonna get you $333,000. Okay, you
Right.
can keep the 33 as taxes.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
assume there's fees involved. I have the first right of purchase and refusal at the end of the lease. So I'd like to buy this house back, since it was the home where, my son was raised for the most part, and it's been it would be a wonderful place for him, and it appears he's starting a family. I'd love to pass on this place to him. But here's what, again, the house doesn't fucking matter. What matters is trying to end wars, trying to bring peace, trying to find some sort of sanity.
Do you have peace within yourself, Jack?
Yep. Until people like you want to interrupt and contradict what I say.
I'm not trying to contradict it. I'm saying you have true peace within yourself, no matter what contradictors or fucking cages come into your reality.
Yeah.
Then you have real peace.
Well. Yeah,
no matter what anyone says to you.
Right. And this is the point, Cage. I actually have a lot of value to share. All the people who are the most vocal critics, Lou Bass, whoever this guy is, I've never even fucking met this one, but I got all these people who want to throw these insults at me. Nobody's ever had a conversation with me. Moose and let's see, what's the other lady's name?
But Jack,
okay, go ahead. You tell the story.
I'm sorry for I'm not gonna. I know where you're gonna say it ready before you say it.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna say there's a bunch of people insulting you, not listening to you, not hearing anything, interrupting you like I'm doing right now. A bunch of fucking loop, a bunch of the bullshit. But there's not everybody's like that. People actually do hear you.
That's part of the program.
Hold on, it's a part of the program, and not everybody is out there trying to put you down. And this is what this fucking bullshit does. And it does it to everybody, you know what I mean? Like, oh, all of a sudden now, like, even in the hood, this is just online. Now imagine you're in reality, living in like a real fucked up environment. You know what I mean? So this is what happens, right? You think everybody's against you, can't trust anybody, therefore you can't be trusted. And the song fucking continues playing.
Hey, Cage, this has nothing to do with what I was going to say.
I know, but I'm just saying in general, right?
You said you Cage.
Well, look, you have no patience for somebody trying to help.
Pause, Cage, pause. Yeah. We're gonna reflect on you right now. This is a learning moment for you.
Thank you.
You interrupted me. When I pointed out you interrupted, you made the claim that you already know what I'm going to say. So I patiently waited and you presented partial what I was going to say, but you did not get to what I was going to say. And then you deflected the conversation completely away from where I was at.
Yeah, it boils down to
Why?
shut the fuck up, Cage. That's pretty much what it boils down to, huh? Yeah, let's nod to that.
A little
Shut
bit.
the fuck up, Cage. Yeah, that's what it is. If you want to be real.
At least before you interrupt me, ask yourself why.
Because it needs to be done.
You feel the need. Who is telling you that the need to be interrupted needs to be done by you? I disagree. I don't feel a need to be interrupted.
I'm a type of man that I'm not gonna sit around and let people go into the fucking
I don't
flame.
feel a need to be interrupted, Cage. Why do you feel the need to interrupt me?
I don't feel the need to, but I just speak when I have to, in my mind, and I apologize if that's interfering.
It is.
Well,
I
I apologize about that, but not really. It has to happen.
I know it does not. Your excuses, see, you're offering yourself excuses without clarity. You're just saying it's just the way it is, and I'm making up excuses, and you're just going to continue the same
I could be
behavior.
here all day trying to explain it to you.
Cage, you can stop. You can listen to what I'm saying. You think about what I'm saying and grow.
All evening,
please.
whatever.
Because what I was actually trying to get out before you interrupted me, Cage, I don't always have to be this harsh and, direct. I'm actually a very calm and a very patient teacher. If anyone, Special K or producer Moose or anyone else actually spent time with me and listened to me as their coach, as a teacher, I believe in an afternoon, you take me seriously, you can fucking change your life in a day. But because people have not tested my knowledge, right? Moose, you never have. Special K, you never have. I've offered my time and my attention to many people. Lou Bass, many people.
May I ask you a question, Jack?
Please.
What have you learned?
I've learned that people prefer their ignorance.
What have you learned about yourself?
I've learned a lot about myself.
So tell me about it.
I've learned that I don't need people as much as I thought. I've learned that
Bingo.
people are worthless, that only God matters.
Well done.
So, and I've been hearing those words in my head for a long time.
What have you learned?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying, what have you learned every day? What have you learned from me interrupting you right now?
How much I'm disrespecting myself and the audience by continuing to allow people like you to join.
Now we're learning. Thank you, Jack.
See, Sterling, you're correct. If my teaching was successful, I wouldn't be facing possible eviction. You're right. Because what is it I teach? I teach people to be more like the Christ, more like Jesus. I teach people to become leaders, to stand up for what is true. I teach people to share love with honor, that, you lead by serving the truth, and you serve the truth by doing so with love. So if my teaching was successful, there would be more people around me who actually are genuine and authentic, caring human beings who have faith that the world can be better. Because
of course it can. Anything that you can imagine can come into form. Any thought you can have in your mind can come into form. But it's about the application. It's about, right, a diamond or a gold. It doesn't just lay on the ground, right? You have to have time and pressure. You have to have certain elements working in order to have that. And it's not easy to fucking uncover. You got to go and put the work in and get it. Anything you want, I guarantee you can come into form.
I know. I know far more than you think I know, Cage.
I know.
You
I'm
keep
just talking.
thinking
I'm
you
talking
know
for the.
everything I
I'm
do,
talking for the.
but
I'm talking for the audience. Okay. I'm not just talking to you. You
there was
already know.
something
I
I
know you
was
know.
trying to get out that you interrupted me from again. The fuck was it?
It'll
Had
come
to
back
do
to you.
with teaching and students, right? So yeah, I have the goal of becoming a teacher, right? I love learning. I am an excellent student, and I've been studying instruction and leadership and communication. And so, Sly Shy, you're revealing your own ignorance, right? With stuff like this here. Sly Shy, I tell you what,
I'm saying, wallahi, enough of the loop. Jack Surfer interrupted.
what did you interrupt for? What was it you said?
Wallahi.
And what is that?
It's wallahi.
Why does it mean? Why did you interrupt for that to be said?
You know what time it is, Jack. What time is it right now?
Why would you please answer for yourself? Why did you interrupt to bring this word into the stream?
Why is it so effective on you?
What is the relevance?
The relevance is your response.
What response are you seeing? What response were you intending?
The relevance is your response. I'm not intending anything. It just happens.
Right, Cage. What I'm suggesting you look at, the reason I'm asking you these questions is for you to fucking recognize you're doing things and you
But, hey,
don't
I'm
know
being
why.
honest. No, I do know why.
Then why did you interrupt me for that word?
For the response.
I'm
Is
done.
that,
I'm
that's
done.
not a good.
I'm done. I'm done. I am done with that. Holy cows, man. Holy cows. You guys in the chat are unbelievable, man. And I got Cage up here doing what? What is the purpose, man? He lives in dark negativity. Is that, maybe that's Cage? Maybe I don't want to. Producer Moose, what are you talking about? What is up Jack's ass today? Please come up and let's discuss. Because what's up my ass is the disrespect that you guys are offering. This is a good question. Why am I attracting that? I believe God has attracted, the light in me. I have sought to unite with God. I feel one with the Christ, with the love, with God the Father. I feel present in this time, whole and complete. So for people to tune in to offer these negative, just, it's not to me. They're offering the negative for their own experience and joy. Why? This shows the sickness of the world today, brothers and sisters, sincerely. There is a sickness in the world, and the sickness is selfishness. One of the topics we've been bouncing around, and it's very important today. Are you self-centered or are you soul-centered? And what does it mean to be self-centered or soul-centered? These are the two ways we can be. We can be with the light, right? The light of awareness, the light of consciousness, that which is true and loving and real, or we can serve the darkness. We can serve the confusion, the deception. We can create all these narratives and spout out all these lies and fairy tales is what you're doing. You're living in fairy tales. You're living in fairy tales. Well, hey, Moose, pay attention to me. I've explained why you were brought up, okay, because of your behavior in the past. I'm not saying anything good or bad, but it is a fact, Moose. You never once allowed us to work together for me to work with you as your coach, right? Never worked with me so you could get goals or get a better understanding of what it is that I'm actually teaching. So, Moose, you've overinflated your relationship to me and really done some disrespect to what was possible, to what is possible. But Moose, the reason I brought you up is because, well, with this return of Sly Shy here and Lou Bass here and all these other Cage, you know, or Chuck, all these other people, you're a part of that too, Moose. And I'm telling you, Moose, I could help you. I could help you with your life, your dreams. You could help me. I could help Cage. I could help you. You could help me. Paul Unslaved, we could help each other. We could work with each other. Here's the thing, brothers and sisters, all of us have the ability to help each other. Now, the one thing we all don't have is the willingness. Do you have the willingness to try? Welcome back, Cage.
Do you have the willingness to do? Enough trying, right? The trying implies that it may or may not happen. It's automatically happen. It's already done. What do you mean try?
Not if people don't try. Most people just talk about it.
No, we do it for real.
Are you sure? I haven't seen you do nothing more than...
You haven't looked.
Maybe. That could be true. But I know in my experience, I know what has been shown to me. We've got a Joe Moore. Joe, welcome, brother. Are you there, Joe?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jack. How are you?
Oh, there you go.
Jack.
Feeling good. Yes, brother.
You can hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can. I've got the screen covered because sorry, I'm not making a connection. I'm not sure who
That's
you are.
That's a fucking awesome picture, Jack, by the way.
Thank you.
That's well done.
Yeah, so, I don't have, like, internet or anything. I don't know. I'm on a phone, right?
I don't know. This guy, you sound weird, buddy. What are you talking about?
Hold on. Please go ahead. Joe?
So I don't have, like, a mic. I don't know if I'm coming through clear. I'm not a broadcaster or the god of all media or anything like that.
He's a fucking troll. Get out of here, man.
No, I'm not, Jack. Actually, I'm asking for you to forgive me for how, I've acted. 90% or like 50% of that Paul character's content is you. Well, I don't get it, how people can just, where do people get off on just making fun of other people? That's the content. There's no growth over there. I don't see, they don't build anything. I assumed that they had built something by now, right? Because that's what I do. I build things, kind of like the mantle behind you. That's what I do.
What do you like?
I build things, and people. I build relationships that last lifetimes, right? But anyway, I'm asking for you to forgive me because I took part in this. I'm guilty of you being content for me. Come on, man.
Hey, Joe.
How am I going to grow? If you're not growing, I'm not growing, first of all.
Thank you.
Because if we're all one, if it's a collective conscience, you'd think by now we'd have created a group that would combat these road pirates in a way that if someone was written a ticket, we as a group could go handle it. If Paul was such a pimp, we've already created somewhat of a community to combat this beast system, in my opinion, right? I just don't like posers. Just because he drove without a license once, no. That don't make you nothing.
Hey, Joe.
He ain't insane. He's mentally ill himself.
Well, there's a lot of that.
And what's cool is he's streaming your channel right now. So we're the content right now for Paul and all his channel. And now they're laughing at my mohawk, right? They all make fun of me over there. Yeah. That's the kind of people that I would want to take part with, right? I mean, that poor Virgil kid, that Virgil. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
Well,
forgive me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do want to remind, regardless of the way it seems, number one, things are not always as they seem. There has been a lot of deception and a lot of this content, argument, whatever. But this is the world we live in. If we can find ways to work together, if we can find ways to find common ground together to unite, we've got so much potential available to us. This is funny. Keep the viewers hostage, and then they don't have to go over to Z. Paul's content. He's got a couple of options in the afternoons now, doesn't he? Holy cows. Welcome, Scott, to you as well.
Shalom, Scott.
Shalom. What's happening?
Brother, today, Scott, I'm actually in a real kind of place of peace. Cage already got me riled up and got my aggressions
What
out.
did he do?
He kept interrupting me. He's just being him.
I popped in for 2 minutes earlier, and then I can't even remember who was on. He was on, and I think I turned off because PU was up.
Oh yeah, just briefly.
So I typed something in about what I put down here. Idiomatic. It's what it is. It's all idiomatic.
Idiomatic meaning.
Idiomatic means a short stay in a spotlight where you're soonly forgotten afterward. Kind of like MC Hammer. Is that MC Hammer, the Running Man? That Paul's going to be washed up in no time. He makes fun of his own viewers. Eventually, whoever is in the chat is made fun of. I myself became,
He runs out of content constantly, so he uses whatever he can point at.
And that's what's difficult about being a content creator. It can't just be one man, right? It has to be a group of people that create your content. You have to have ghostwriters. I mean, come on now. It takes a table of like-minded people, maybe, with a little bit of, there can be chaos, but there has to be some structure, Jack. Wouldn't you agree?
That's what I would love. I would love to have a team and structure and really produce some good stuff. But the other side of this too is I really don't want a career in broadcasting or this video production and stuff. I want to use this as a tool and actually maybe help raise those up other people who do want this path.
Sometimes the best truths are through comedy. I've been writing actually a play script or whatever. What do you call it? Like a script or whatever. I mean, like a
Strip
whole
treatment.
movie about, yeah, it's about Talcott traveling across America on a wacky adventure, you know, to go and fucking face the UN.
Cage, is he on a
it's gonna be-
donkey?
he's on a camel.
I figured you would put him on a fucking animal. How come I just knew that?
He's on the camel. It's like the Silk Road. I mean,
Oh, that's
Talcott's
all.
everything.
Well, we got a zebra in the back here.
And now we have a zebra, too.
I thought that Lubass fucking got a taxidermy today on a zebra and ate it. That's what I heard.
It tastes like chicken.
What are you doing, Mr. Snowball Walnuts? Cage, Scott Two Tits, and Joe Moore?
Snafu, thank you for greeting. I appreciate your visiting. It's a shame you can't stay and stick around longer, but I do appreciate
He's got to go, huh?
tuning in and polite greetings. Yeah.
Snafu's got places to be.
I think it's just the best choice at this moment.
It seems like a prudent alternative to the other.
Right. Well, bringing Snafu up is a questionable choice because many viewers have reached their limit with him, and to be honest, I have as well. I mean, I see his heart, but he's still over there enabling Paul and just fanning his ego and flaming his delusions. And
May I say something, Talcott?
like nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying, yeah. If Paul, I know Paul's restreaming it and all that. I tried telling him to give me the link, but he won't, right? So I have to go over here to talk. Say, Paul, why don't you give the audience what they want and get on the panel? The fuck? Give them what they want. Make them go crazy. There you go. Done. Get on the panel, Paul. Come on.
Why would that be? I mean, I'm
Well,
not saying that people wouldn't want that or not, but
combine forces.
But wouldn't it have to be on Jack's terms? Wouldn't it have to be, somewhat?
No. What about meeting on the level, looking eye to eye? Is that possible?
Well, not if you have somebody that's going to.
Why does it have to be on someone else's terms? It's never going to work out.
Well, I
meet eye to eye, and that's it.
Jack's home right now. So if someone came into his home, you would expect them to respect his home. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's obvious, right? That's basic.
Now, if Jack was elsewhere, then Jack could choose to leave and go home.
Yeah, you got to take your shoes off when you come over here, right? Yeah.
He kind of takes the treatment wherever he goes, that he gets. But here, it shouldn't be that way. Anybody that's trying to derail him is wrong. Sorry, Jack.
Thank you. I agree. And I think I may not have been paying attention, but if you were inviting Paul over here, that was not the right choice. I mean, he's here, but
it's too late Paul. For that, right? No.
Well, I'm always open to conversations, but they seem to be few in availability with Paul. Welcome.
Right.
Well,
cheers, Paul. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Cage?
How you doing, man? Same old, same old, taking care of business. That's about it.
Yeah. So, Paul, you've presented a lot of narratives about me and you that they have not been serving us well, at least not me well.
I don't think that I'm the biggest problem in your life right now. I think this is a huge deflection.
Hey, tell you what, fair enough. You are a small problem in my life, but you could be a great asset. And
he's definitely, it could be a great asset. Exactly. There you go.
Jack, you can't take life on life's terms. You try to take life and everything on your terms, and it never works out for you. And you still haven't learned that.
Describing you. I take life on life.
I'm not the one with all the life problems and issues right now. You are.
Right. You're projecting all these problems. I'm not saying I have problems. I'm saying I got tons of opportunities.
You're on here every day asking for the audience to help you and make your life better.
Paul, you're missing your false representation.
Would you like to take a vote?
No, I'd like you to care about
right. Well,
true, but you don't care about what is true. You care about what you think. And Paul, you're arrogant, you're egoic, and you're quite confused. Your delusions are not my problem, but you have found all sorts of problems to create for me.
Okay, if this is all delusion, let him speak then, because it will reveal itself, right? There's no point of kicking him off.
I've done enough of letting people speak their arrogance and their ignorance, wasting my time and my life. And Cage, you're following the same pattern. You invited him over here, and you're offering much of the same.
Cage has a NASCAR mentality. He's looking for the train wreck. He's looking for the car crash. That's all he's wanting. He's not caring about anything moving forward, progressing, or getting better for you. Paul, fuck, he could give a goddamn because he's going to focus on the negative no matter what. He's hoping to make some content and become relevant someday. The fact is, Jack, just stick to trying to work out your problems moving forward. I mean, everything, life on life's terms, what a great fucking way to put, hey, one day at a time. Okay? It comes at you like it does, 1 minute after another. You don't really get to make any fucking life on life terms decisions. That's some bullshit statement out of goddamn fucking nuclear stupidity.
It is. It's arrogant, egoic.
It comes along with the idiomatic principles that you're being dispelled, that are being dispatched over there. Okay? It's full ridiculousness. But without going into that, I would say, Jack, you don't have the answers for tomorrow because it's not here yet. Okay? The answers are probably going to... Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yeah, Jack. Is there a thing called the inferiority complex where people have to focus on other people, like as they deflect what their problems are, right? So nobody can really focus on, like, say, what might be the issue with Paul, right? Instead, he deflects and makes the focus about you more, right? And then it somehow makes him feel better about himself. Is that called a inferiority complex, where you have to look at the maybe, I don't, defects or whatever of others, and in order to make yourself feel better? I think that's what it is. They label that up.
It's a sign of unresolved trauma. I'm quite familiar with the patterns and the behavior, but Paul and many of the other people we see, the characters here online, they're presenting these characters, Cage included. I mean, he's a more subtle example to some of the extreme examples, but these people who lack self-control, who consistently want to interrupt and take over the narrative and place themselves above everyone else and the truth, it's insanity. Absolute insanity. It's delusional. And the thing is, well, people have been supporting Paul, not just Paul, but many others. By today's society, and this is the greatness of God. God allows all things to be true. So guess what? We get to believe what we want. And in small ways, everything becomes true. What I've been learning to do is to live in the moment. That's kind of what Scott was getting at, is I don't have to have the answers for tomorrow. All I have to have is the answers for right now, and the answers will show themselves. All I have to do is get Jack out of the way. And as Jack is out of the way, the will of God gets done. Hey, congratulations on your abundance, Paul. I really don't care. Okay? Go ahead.
Wish him the best. Hope he has everything he needs. Jack, just, you know what? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I wish myself good things. I wish others good things.
I'm holding on to that. I have faith in the laws of exchange, and I trust that in the energies, and I have faith in God. Now, the words of the Bible, I don't know what the fuck they mean. I really don't. The idea that the faithful will be rewarded, that there are blessings available to those who find the way. I feel blessed. I feel so blessed. As a matter of fact, my body, it's like unbelievable. It blows my mind how physically good I feel. I was driving down the road going to lunch, and I'm just like, holy shit. It's almost orgasmic pleasure just from sitting, from standing,
I'd
from
have to leave you
eating.
here alone, Jack, for a minute if you're gonna. What are you? Geez, I mean, I know that you were talking about this is kind of interesting because I suffer from chronic pain and I think I've told you I fell off a horse at a full run years ago and concrete about half of my body. So I heard you saying a while back, I can't remember exactly how long you said you did it, but you said you massage yourself kind of every day. And
Mhm.
how long do you do that? I mean, is it half hour, 20 minutes?
It's as often and as long as I can.
Are
Whenever
you
I'm
like
watching, what's that?
are you like doing deep tissue, just fucking digging into your legs and your arms and shit?
Primarily my legs, my lower legs, like along the shin, and the muscles tie around to the calves. You can unwind so much in there. There's a lot of complexity in there. There's a lot of complexity in our shoulder blades. So my shoulder blades, my calves, and then my hips. Dude, you want some orgasmic pleasure? Dig into your hips and release
Dude,
some
I'm
tension.
fucking twice your size. I haven't been able to fucking dig into my hips in about 30 years.
Well, you're missing out. I'd say find a
Wow.
way. Find a way. I mean, corner of a, I've got an island in my home in my kitchen, and luckily my hip is about that height. I can kind of dig in there, and then I've got bricks on my garage on the house.
That's what I do. I mean,
Dig in right back.
I used to have a sea ray and I used to stand on the tongue of the boat and the bow would hit me right between the shoulder blades. You'd catch me out there at 1, 2 in the morning standing on the bow of my boat. It was
You
kind
know,
of
you
crazy.
can really dig into the back of your hip living on a park bench.
Yeah.
There's
I
some
know,
bar
I've
stools
tried.
in New York that have nubs on them that they're meant for that, just to dig right in the right spot.
Right.
I think they're meant to make you not sleep there, but just the same.
Well, the point is, like you started out with, Scott, I know a lot of people have, constant pain. I remember periods of constant pain, and I swear constant pleasure is available. It comes through
Sclerosis and
self-love.
spondylitis is kind of a different thing than
We're not
pleasure.
gonna we're not gonna talk about a purposeful life. We're gonna focus on a pleasure-driven life, right?
I
They
think
go
there's hand in
together.
hand.
There's really no separation, and I'm not suggesting a separation. You find pleasure in purpose, and you find your purpose in pleasure. You bring a balance between the two.
I
It's
jumped
not.
in the river today. That was pleasurable.
I bet it was.
Try and
It
move
was.
towards what makes you happy. And even if you're having to do something or forced to do something, if it's a task that you're working at, try and make it easy, fun. Try and make it enjoyable. Make a game out of it, and you'll get through it easier.
Hi guys. Hi Scott. Hi.
What's up,
I've ever
Cynthia?
met you, Joe. Paul.
Welcome, Cynthia.
Hi Jack. How are you guys today?
Feeling blessed.
Good,
Feeling
good,
truly
good.
blessed.
I just came up here to share my vibe and love with the panel today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, she came up with her full attention. She said hijack. She was going to try and hijack the whole show.
No, I think I don't know. Everything works out for reasons, and every day brings us opportunities and lessons. Today, the topic: finding the spirit of trust. Right, growing into learning how to trust the inner guidance, learning how to trust the spirit of life, the spirit of God, whatever words are right for you. Learning
Jack,
how to trust.
I trust you and I trust the call. I say we keep her here, but if she makes a run for the cockpit, you're going to have to take her out. The hijack comment. Back to that.
All right.
And the
dogs
crowd
know.
goes wild.
The dogs. They give me the dogs. Come on, unslaved one.
Mm-hmm. There's a time for everything, and a time. This life, man. This life. The lesson I keep getting shown from others, I'm going to be looking at myself more. I see a lot of people talking when they really don't have a reason. And I wonder how many times I do that as well.
Most of the time.
Perhaps most of the time I speak, though, I have a purpose. I mean, when I do my stream, I have a purpose for what I want to communicate, what I want to get across.
I'm curious as to why you two really believe that everyone out there has a penchant for only what you have to say or think, when in fact somebody might have got that, maybe several somebodies might have got that, picked up on it, and instead of you guys just rolling along like I got it, or you just move right into attacking somebody for no good goddamn reason. It doesn't, or not even attacking, but go somebody's talking or doesn't know when to talk. That wasn't that funny, Paul said, or something.
Is this like a roundabout way of you saying you're not getting enough attention and validation on the internet? We can work on that.
That's your MO, buddy. That's your MO.
I'm
That's
getting plenty, actually, more than I need.
That's why you mute people and backstage them when you don't like what they say.
No, that's because you're not that.
Move forward. Jack, excuse me.
I see where you were going with that, but you were grouping Paul and I together as though we consistently attack others for not bending a knee, and that's a false representation, Scott. So I've seen a lot of people with both Paul and I missing out on what is actually being said or the value that is being offered. I'm not saying it's the same, because Paul, there's a lot of difference between you and I as well. I can understand why many people might miss what you're showing, and I think you could too. With the way you present is different than mine. I could understand how some people get offended by that, but for the love of Pete, man, I don't know how so many people seem so quick to be offended and upset and angry with me. I'm like, whoa. I don't know.
Are you angry with yourself, Jack?
I have been. And I've wondered if that's been coming out.
I mean, a little bit, like tiny bit, slightly.
Well, fear is also another thing that can come out as anger on being uncomfortable.
That's what I would go with. Fear more. There's something that you're left not doing. There's something that I would
like paying the bills for his house and the rest of his life. Why are we beating around this bush constantly?
Right. And why is that? Right? Rather than just fucking blaming me and assuming I don't see. Yes, Cynthia. Yes. And Scott, what is coming across as fear, not just from me, but or coming across as anger from other people as well. It's often a frustration. It's a desperation. It's a fear. It's, why am I not being seen? Why am I not being heard? That's often the cries of poverty. That's what addiction is crying out for. People suffering from addiction, they're crying out. They're not being seen. They're not being heard by themselves or others. So I'm inviting people to join my adventure. I believe there's incredible opportunities for the future. I believe anyone could try to become a hero in my journey besides just me. I mean, if someone wants to help me, they'd be a hero in my life, and I'm sure as hell trying to be a hero for others.
Have you ever listened to Jordan Peterson?
Have you ever met a hero in any novel or watched one in a movie that shows up every day and asks other people of the city to help them?
No, sure haven't. So I guess by that, I'm not a hero, am I? And Scott, you wanted to interrupt too.
Yeah, I made it the finalist. Woo, woo, woo.
Congratulations, Cynthia.
Thank you. You are not you're not off when you think that some of the things that they say are really truly attackative to you, but they're trying to come off as kind words. You are correct when you probably feel that is how it's portrayed from the outside looking in. Like, they say those things not to really help you. They're disguising that as an attack. So I can understand how it can be frustrating and confusing, because when, not to take this away from you, but to put this in the general category now, when any of us are going through something that is a change that we're uncertain of, it can be a confusing state. And even though it may not always be in our nature to ask for help, to seek for help, when you're in a desperate state, you probably don't even know how to ask correctly. You just need help. And so sometimes people can come in and they can pretend to be helping, but for nefarious reasons, whatever it may be, they're truly trying to bring you down. And that's unfortunate, because you're already down and they're just kicking you down while you're there more. But you have to, as you, the person you are in general, of course, but you too, and me, you have to look at who we are and understand, no, that's not true. And we have to stay strong and resilient.
Amen.
So
I agree. Thank you.
Mhm.
You sound
Yeah.
stuffy. You okay? Congested?
I just woke up. Today's my first day of vacation, so I'm
Good for
sleeping
you.
all day. I
Hey.
just staycation, so I literally just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
Good
I mean,
for
I've been
you.
up, but I was like third nap of the day.
I got you. Well, thank you for joining, Cynthia. I am going to wrap it up.
Okay. Well, you have a wonderful evening, and I'm gonna jump down in the chat and argue with them.
Blessings. I appreciate it. Thank you. And for those who joined who are still in the back, I appreciate it. I'm going to wrap up the stream though. I appreciate everyone who joins, everyone who joins in the panel, in the chat. And today was interesting. I don't know who saw what, but I saw an awful lot of negativity being offered my way, and I really don't understand why. Right? I know this is my path. There's not only the negativity though. There's also a lot of bright, loving, and encouraging support, even from the people on the panel who were maybe presented as though they were in opposition to my happiness. I trust there is some care that moves pretty much everyone. My faith in that, finding the spirit of trust, I'm telling you, my testimony, this is my life experience I'm sharing with you, my testimony of what I found, what I lived, and what I discovered. What was, I spent many years in my life addicted, right? Seeking distractions and entertainment, seeking moments of pleasure, moments of happiness, gambling, womanizing, drinking, gluttony, I was a part of the world, right? I was a part of the world. I had the illusions of security with a job and benefits and all of this nonsense. But brothers and sisters, we've been deceived, sincerely. The American dream is for those who sleep. If you want to live, you wake up. If you want to wake up, you will seek to know what is real, What is real and what is illusion? What is false? What is true and what is not? What I've been doing, learning in my own search for that right now, baby. Right now is where it's at. You know, there's a lot of question, and we faced on interrogation. And here's where we are, brothers and sisters, those who are tuning in. I will give the benefit of the doubt that the inquiries on the future of my home, what are you going to do, Jack? What's the shelter? From Tommy, from Paul, from others. I believe those are coming from a place of care. What is lacking, though, is understanding. There's a clear lack of understanding in my situation today and the goals and my priorities. The property, the money, it's not a priority for me, but I know it is a tool. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not averse to that. What I am focused on, though, is the truth. Learning the truth, growing the truth, sharing the truth of what? Brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to share here is the truth of God's love. I used to live this life as me, as an alcoholic and an obedient employee. I lived the life as me without God in my life. A few years ago, 2018 specifically, I turned my direction and changed my priorities, and I sought to know more of God. Since 2018, I mean, this is my story, like it or not. I'm not complaining, it's just where it's at. Since 2018, I went through a 3-year labor dispute where I had no income and was kind of in this perpetual waiting period and unknown. So I've been learning how to live day by day, moment by moment, learning how to capture the joys, the pleasure, finding the beauty of each moment, each day. And I don't know what the future's going to bring. I truly don't. But I have faith. I have faith in God. I have faith in love. I have faith in the truth of who I am. And I trust at some point God will. It's how it works. It's been my experience, at least. And I don't mean to minimize it or understate it. I could be wrong. But I believe God works through us, moves us. And I trust that someone will be moved. Someone's mind will be moved and heart will be open. It's possible my son is having a child of his own soon. Thought I might have saw evidence of that some months ago. So if that happens, I know he'll go through a shift. And when that shift happens within him, he'll reach out to his old man and maybe we can find some forgiveness and healing and reunite together, move forward into the future. But my goal is to unite with those who are willing. I am willing to unite with those who are willing to accept me for who I am and what I bring. I'm not just bringing problems either. I'm so sick of focusing on the problems. I would love, tell you what, I'm going to wrap this up, brothers and sisters, future tripping. My hope and my goal for the future is that we have these conversations again, but we focus on the solutions. I look forward to changes and moving away from discussions of the problems and discussing into the solutions and the actions and what are we doing to bring forth the better world? What are you doing? I know what I'm doing. Don't mistake this. Some of my efforts are misunderstood and rejected, but I feel this is a part of trying to share love and light to a world where confusion and darkness have been the rulers. I don't think that's how we're supposed to be. So, brothers and sisters, thank you again. Sincerely, peace for everyone. Choose love and live without fear. Thank you all, and God bless us all. Peace.